Facing Joe Frazier, who won gold at the '64 Olympic Games. When someone punches that hard, you don't want to trade shots. Every time he throws a punch, a receipt is coming right back. Has to be careful for that receipt. It's always coming. Someone tell these two that they can be defensive for a minute if they want to. The bravery being shown here is just incredible. Every time they throw a shot, they get countered. Johnny, you would know this better than me, but I would hate fighting someone with this swarmer style. They don't let you breathe. They don't let you get off the ropes. You can't get your offense off. You just got to deal with them.
You fight the swarmer, you've got to protect everything. The body with the elbows, the head with the forearm. You've got to try and push them off balance because they will just stay in your face.
Nice counter punch right up the middle. They're both trying for a knockout. Back and forth they go. Neither fighter willing to back down.
Skill for skill, tap for tap. Just like a match made in heaven.
Good counter punch. Lucky that hook didn't score. Wanted to land the left hook, but was not successful. When you're fighting a swarmer and you know their goal is to bury their head right in your chest, the uppercut would probably come in handy.
Swarmers, you can go back in boxing history. When you've seen them, when you've seen the best of the best swarmers going, you understand how hard it is. It looks exciting from the outside in. Can you imagine being right in there?
Every time they drop their guard, they get caught. Which one of these athletes is going to be the first to get rocked? Beautiful counter punch. This round's still up for grabs with just 10 seconds to go. And a round that seemed like an eternity for them.
Calm yourself down.
Here we go for round two. Coming off a very tough round. Let's see what they do here.
They've had 1 minute to recover. Now they've got to bluff it. They've got to bluff it. They've got to come out now and style it out. Get on the back foot, jab, rest on the jab. Be smart and pop until your legs come back. Then put the pressure on.
The straight right just misses. This fight is all about distance for this man, and you can see he's using that length advantage.
Hard reach as well as speed, reach as well as power. What more can a fighter ask for?
You'd like to see someone use a jab here to establish a boxing presence, but no, they just want to fight. Defense is not an option for these two. The straight right just misses. They call it the glory division. There's nothing quite like a heavyweight fight. It doesn't take much to win it. Both of these fighters have had their moments.
Perfectly matched. Skill for skill, tap for tap. Now this fight will say, you know what, I'm just that notch above you, and so I've got to respect both of them. More than happy.
That uppercut does not score. is a you hit me hard, I'll hit you hard type of fight. You can't make a mistake at the heavyweight level and not expect to be punished for it. How much confidence do you build when your opponents hit you with their best shot and you walk right through it?
Don't get trigger happy, because all of a sudden you're going to be gassing yourself out trying to get that shot, and that's when they catch you.
Got out of the way of that right hook. Just missed with that hook. You know the scorecards are going to be all over the place in this one. Talk about a one-sided 3 minutes. The bell rings and we start the third. Well, there's no doubt about who won that last round. Let's see what he has for us here in the next one.
Todd, my motto is, if it's not broken, why change it? An excellent last round, everything works. Wait for the reaction. Until then, keep doing what you've just been doing, because you've won that hands down.
Throws the jab but does not score. What do you think of what we've seen so far from these two boxers, Johnny?
Sometimes when you get in there with someone that's so powerful, you've got to think him. You've just got to be smarter than him. You've got to be like a little faggot and pickpocket him.
Good counter punching. That hook was thrown with some bad intentions. Has to be careful for that receipt. It's always coming. This is a high-octane battle. Nice counter. In the early rounds of a fight, you'll see two boxers feel each other out, test each other's power, and I think this boxer has decided I can walk through anything that lands.
Because you've got a good chin doesn't mean you've got leather skin. It means you can still get caught. So you've got to go for those point areas, over the eyebrow, the cheekbone. You've just got to try and cut them, skim and go for speed.
Both fighters landing in these exchanges, Judge is going to have a tough job.
They're so close, so close. How can you separate them? It's going to be a hard night tonight for the judges.
A lot of effort being exerted here. A swing and a miss with the left hook. There's nothing quite like a big heavyweight fight. Everything can change with one punch.
When you have a fight that's got that great footwork and that great hand speed, it's so hard. It's an uphill battle.
Beautiful counter shot. How about that time counter shot? Starting to take some deep breaths now, but still fighting hard. Very close round with 10 seconds to go. The game plan does not seem to be working. Here we go to the fourth round. So the fight will continue. How do they turn things around?
That was a tough last round. Now you've got to make sure he doesn't put it on you, and that's what he's going to try and do. So tie him up, hold him, lean on him. Don't get drawn into a fight. Not yet. Not until your senses have come back.
You can see the heavy breathing, but that's not slowing him down. Rocky Marciano. Few have been better. One of the greatest of all time.
This can be so frustrating when you're under such a fast fighter that can throw 3-4 shot combinations before you've even let one off. That creates frustration, and that's when it gets hard.
Throws the uppercut, but misses. And he wasn't ready for that counter punch. He needs to be careful not to punch himself out. Punch, counter punch. Is he going to punch himself out, though? He threw a punch and just got countered. Nice exchanges from both men in this round.
Perfectly matched, skill for skill, tap for tap. Now this fight will say, you know what, I'm just that notch above you, and so I've got to respect both of them more than happy.
One punch could end this fight for either of these two heavyweights.
What can they change? Can they slow the pace down? Can they hope to knock them out early? What can they do? They've got to concentrate and relax. Because you know what you can do in the gym, you can do it in a fight. They've got to relax.
Tried to score with the uppercut. Incredible work rate. That hook was off target. He's putting the pedal to the metal, but has to be careful that he doesn't run out of gas. Nope, that hook won't score. Very competitive round with 10 seconds left. We'll see how much endurance these two fighters have.
You cannot...
On to the fifth we go. How much is left in their tank after last round?
Exerted a lot of energy in the fight so far. Now they're shattered. This is what you call championship rounds. If you have done the work, slept right, ate right, prepped right, I'm expecting you to get through this. If not, if you've cheated, the ring can be the loneliest place in the world.
It's Rocky Marciano who hits a counterpunch. Seen in the past from this fighter, they don't get concerned when they lose some of the earlier rounds because they know they've got that power that can strike at any moment.
It's the one who draws first blood, Todd. That's what you've got to look at. If you hit and you know you're in there with a banger, you've got to be on it, but you've got to be confident.
There's a counter shot. Which one of these athletes is going to be the first to go down? Throwing the hook, but it doesn't score. The right hook just missed. Nice counter shot. Can they figure out the combination to this safe?
Skill for skill, tap for tap. Just like a match made in heaven.
You hear people talk about a boxer's chin. Do they have a good chin? Do they have a glass jaw? Those are... Oh, do you believe this? Rocky Marciano is down! Blink and you miss it. Good thing we can watch that all over again.
A shot from the gods, they say. A shot from the gods.
Apparently, it's going to take more than that to keep this fighter down.
He's up, but for how long? Look at that. On the heels. Look at, there's nothing there. There's no defense. The eyes are glazed. It just takes one more clear shot. A clean one.
Whoa, Johnny! Show us something, Rocky! I thought that was the end, but here we go again! Back into the fire!
Got caught sleeping on the job. What do? You step back, steady yourself, recompose yourself, then boom, back into it. But do not make those mistakes. This is the wrong place to fall asleep.
The only fear you have with this heavyweight is has he punched himself out? Total domination with 10 seconds to go. Well, this next round is going to be crucial considering the knockdown we just witnessed.
Can make or break a fight.
Let's start the 6. Let's see how he bounces back here after getting dropped in the last round. How about that technique on that headshot? Let's see it again and appreciate it more.
I've got...
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Come to me.
So the fight will continue, but what does the game plan have to look like now?
Hard, he's up. I'll be surprised if he makes it back to the corner. And if he does, will he get back up from the stool again? That was a shot.
Stamina is off the charts. Power is obviously the great equalizer in boxing, but when you know your opponent is relying on that so heavily, how do you deal with it?
That power might be the do or die. That power might be the equalizer.
And this fight is over. And there's no doubt about it as we see it again. That body shot. So time to go celebrate.